Why do you put a little bit of wine in the glaze? Because it's going to bring you acidity. Why do you put the raisins in the salad? Because it's going to give you sweet. Why do you do what you do? And these are things that we know. Sweet, I'm not going to go along with it because everybody knows sweet. Sour, why do we get sour in food? Acidic fruits, a lot of citrus fruits give us a lot of acidity. Wine, that's why French cuisine use wine in everything, because that part, we know the acid will come with the wine. White wine, red wine, acidity and tannic and bitter, which is good. That's why you create wonderful dishes with just wine. Put chicken and put wine and cook it forever. It is good. Why? Because you have put a meat with a wine which will give you a lot of different flavor when you cook it and reduce it. The one that I'd like to spend a little more time on is bitter. Because sort of bitter is the one that we sort of forget about. Where do we get bitter in food? Every single green, that's why salads are wonderful to work with. Because every green that we eat are bitter to a certain extent. Big lettuce, very little bitterness. Radicchio, Belgium endive, very, very bitter. That's why you balance them with. Salad is the ideal thing to develop the sweet and sour, bitter and salt, because every green is bitter, so you know you have that. Vinaigrette, what is the vinaigrette? It's an acid, so you have the acid in the vinaigrette. Sour, we said the sour is the vinaigrette, the acid. Sweet, you know, you've heard of a Belgium endive and apple salad. Why is it so good? Because Belgium is bitter, and apple is sour and sweet. And what else is the other one? Salt. We control salt. We just put salt in everything we use. Let me talk about the toast. What is a toast? How would you like your piece of bread toasted, and why? If a toast is like this, it's sort of how you taste the bread. If the toast is a little bit like this, you get that nutty hazelnut taste. What hazelnut? That bitter. To a very mild degree, very pleasant degree. Get your toast a little bit longer, a little bit more here. That's bitter on the verge of tasting bitter. Now what about this toast? That's very bitter, because it's burnt. So which toast would you rather have when you eat it, and what will you be eating with? Marmalade, jam, something sweet, something sour. Why is it that in French cuisine, these by the way are brioche toast, why is it that brioche is the ultimate bread?
It's rich.
Mm-hmm. I'm talking about taste. Let's taste right now. We're talking about taste. What do we put in brioche?
Butter.
But taste. Sweet, sour, bitter, and salt.
Sugar.
What is not in brioche out of the store?
Sour.
That's correct. So acid in brioche. Why do we eat brioche with marmalade, with jam?
To add
Find the acidity in the jam. But in brioche, it's the only bread, if one of the few bread that in which you put sugar, salt, and you cook your brioche. How is the brioche cooked on the outside? Dark and brown. Have you eaten a brioche which is very yellow, not baked enough? And it's tasteless. Why do we give a crust to brioche? Why do we give that color to brioche? Is to bring the bitterness. When you cook a steak, would you cook a steak in steam? I cook a steak on a grill, high flame, caramelizing juices. Why would this one taste better than this one? Because you have created a bitter outside for the steak. Chicken, that piece of fish today was brown, cooked to be nice brown. White crumb has a nice brown texture. Don't brown the texture that white crumb. What is it going to taste like? Very bland. So bitterness is something that we love to not know. Everybody loves iced tea. What does tea bring us when you brew it? What is the one thing out of those four?
Bitter.
It get bitter. If you put too much tea, it's going to be bitter. So what do we put in tea? Sugar. Bitter. Sugar. What else? Lemon. And salt. With the liver. Sodium. There's a big share of sodium in there. Why? Because salt brings flavor out, and we'll talk about